Los Angeles Lakers get set to wind down the regular season, headed toward the playoffs with Kobe Bryant leading the way tonight against the Golden State Warriors, featuring the fine young rookie out of Davidson, Steph Curry. Everybody courtside along with Mark Jackson, Kevin Calabro on hand. Well, here they come, the Los Angeles Lakers, behind Kobe Bryant, fourth in the league in scoring. Mark, what do they have to do from this point to the end of the season to get into proper playoff mode?
Well, talking to Phil Jackson, this is a team that is important for them to finish the season off strong. You take a look, the first guy in the gym tonight was Kobe Bryant, basically sending a message to his team and also sending a message to himself. It's about closing the season the right way, putting yourself in position to repeat.
3 losses on the road to Miami, Charlotte, and Orlando, but they've won the last couple. Now Steph Curry, the Golden State Warriors, having a magnificent rookie year.
Outstanding rookie. You talk about a guy that in normal cases rookies hit the wall. Well, this guy has gotten stronger month in and month out. To close out the season, has played exceptional basketball, and I would go so far to say he's the best rookie. Now, he's not going to win Rookie of the Year, but he is the best rookie. Talking about the way he's put on a clinic this year for Don Nelson.
18 wins for the Warriors this year. Let's take a look at our Axe Personal Wash starting lineups tonight from Oakland. The Lakers feature Derek Fisher, Kobe Bryant at guards, Ron Artest, Pau Gasol, and Andrew Bynum across the front line. Steph Curry teamed with Monte Ellis having a very good year this year. Corey Maggette, Anthony Tolliver, and Chris Hunter. Joining us on the broadcast tonight, we welcome in Heather Cox. Hello, Heather.
Hello, Kevin. Kevin, while some of the teams are struggling down the stretch, the Lakers are trying to stretch their lead. Before the game, Phil Jackson told me it's imperative that they build on what they have and get on a roll right now. The goal is certainly to distance themselves from teams like Denver and Dallas so they can reduce minutes of some of their key starters down the stretch. I think we're doing the anthem. Coach Jackson admitted he's also tweaking with his bench a bit and using a shorter rotation.
Golden State Warriors, fourth and final meeting of the year between the two clubs. The Lakers featuring Kobe Bryant, fourth in the league in scoring, and the Warriors featuring Steph Curry, one of the outstanding rookies in the NBA this year. Our lineups brought to you by Axe Personal Wash. Derek Fisher, Kobe Bryant, Ron Artest, Pau Gasol, and Andrew Bynum for the Lakers tonight. Golden State featuring Stephen Curry and Monte Ellis having a very good year with Corey Maggette, Anthony Tolliver, and Chris Hunter up front. Mark Jackson, Kevin Calabro set for action here in the Bay Area. Time now for the Lakers to turn it up a notch, Mark, as they get set for the playoffs ahead. 4 games against teams that are flagging down the stretch. beginning here tonight against Golden State, and then a very difficult road schedule we'll talk more about later.
And they're a veteran basketball team with a veteran coach. They totally understand that it comes a point where you have to begin to establish momentum to close out a season.
And they begin things with a turnover. The Lakers had lost 3 in a row at Miami, at Charlotte, at Orlando. Came back with a home win against Toronto and beat Phoenix on Friday. Curry, nice pass inside. Up into the air, going after it was Hunter. And fouled from behind, and Kobe Bryant picks up his first foul of the night.
We see early on the playmaking ability of Steph Curry getting into the seams, not just the scorer. People fell in love with his ability to shoot the basketball, but he's a guy that has great vision and able to make plays as a point guard.
Well, they lit up Toronto Saturday night, scored 41 points in the third quarter. This is a Warrior team that's not bashful because of the lack of size, because of all the injuries this year, Mark. They're forced to be guard-oriented, which means up and down, a lot of three-point shooting.
That's Don Nelson basketball. He's never coached a team where they've had problems scoring, so that's not an issue. He's going to find guys and put guys on the floor to be able to score because of his system and also his trust in perimeter guys.
Chris Hunter, one of 5 guys brought up from the National Basketball Association's Developmental League this year at Golden State. Bryant splits a pair of defenders and hits the mid-range jump shot.
As a result of being the first guy in the gym, that's a shot he practiced for about an hour and a half prior to everybody else getting into the ball game.
Terrific vision by Monte Ellis, drags a double team and whips a ball pass into Hunter for the finish.
And that's why if you're a big guy playing with guys like Monte Ellis and also Steph Curry, those guys are going to look to make plays. You're going to get easy basket opportunities because of their ability to score.
Monte Ellis, nearly 26 points a game, 6th in the league in scoring. 10 to shoot for the Lakers, and they drop it inside to Pau Gasol. Look at the height advantage the Lakers have up front. That's our test.
And as Don Nelson said prior to the ball game, they have mismatches across the board. There's going to be problems for us defensively, top to bottom.
Curry with a teardrop. Boy, that's old school. Just that one on the run. And Bryant with a rebound. Kobe defended by Monte Ellis. Ellis strips it away, heads down the floor. Artest ahead of it with McGinney.
That's good defense by Ellis on one end, and the other end making a play. And once again, Kobe Bryant with back-to-back turnovers.
Coming into tonight's game, the Warriors relinquish 111 per ball game to the opposition that is dead last in the NBA. But Ellis, a terrific defender, and of course explosive on the offensive end, as he sets up a man for 3 out of the corner, and that's Anthony Tolliver.
I like what these Warriors guards are doing early on in this ballgame. Pick and roll and then looking to make plays, because those 2 guys can score at any point in the ballgame. They're getting other guys involved.
Bryant squeezed on the inline by the double team. Gasol waiting. So good with that jump shot about 15 feet from the elbow. Very consistent out there. Warriors on top by 3, and again, they get the ball into the paint in the attack mode. Monte Ellis missing. Lakers the other way. Gasol rolling to the hole to lay it in easily.
That's bad defense. That's almost like a dummy offense drill you do every day in practice where the defense is not going 100%.
Kobe had 8 assists in that win over Phoenix with 21 points, 10 rebounds. Did have the 7 assists, or I should say 7 turnovers with the 8 assists. And McGinney muscles his way inside to lay it off. But Kobe trying to make plays for his teammates, Mark, down the stretch. There's a delicate balance there.
Well, it absolutely is, and I think it's also important for his teammates to be aggressive, because when he's double-teamed, you're going to be put in position to score the basketball. You can't just look for him to bail you out.
Bryant, over his career, has terrorized the Warriors. He's had 7 games of 40 or better and a 50-plus game against the Warriors. Lakers have won 8 straight against this team as Bynum is fouled by Hunter going airborne. Career average for Kobe of nearly 27 a game this season, averaging 32.
I think it's an easy game for him because you talk about the lack of size for the Warriors, not just in the front line, but also he's being guarded by Steph Curry, also Monte Ellis, so smaller guards, and he's able to get the looks that he wants on the offensive end.
And if they want to run, he's quite capable of doing that.
Absolutely. You have to make sure to get back and stop the basketball with 5 guys. If you don't, he's going to break down your defense.
Andrew Bynum having a very good year this year. Only 15 points, 8 rebounds a game for the youngster. Warriors on top. 8:30 to go first quarter. Here's Steph Curry. Skip pass. Here's Oliver again for 3. This time a little more resistance, but same result down the bench.
Well, we see the game plan early on for the Golden State Warriors. It's been pick and roll after pick and roll. Every time down the floor, they've gotten quality looks off the playmaking ability of both backcourt spots.
Oliver in his second year out of Clayton. Here's Artest on a high screen from Bynum. 8 to shoot for Kobe. And Kobe answers with a 3. Ellis drives and puts. Nice save by Curry. Lobbing it outside to Ellis. Plenty of time. 13 to shoot. And Monte Will for 3. Oliver with a rebound. Curry for 3. Comes to help Ellis. Getting it out of Kobe's hands. They drop it right back inside the bottom for the bucket. That's good offense there.
You know, I'm so glad to be doing this game rather than the Detroit-Boston game, because there's going to be a lot of scoring in this ballgame. You talk about both teams, you know coming in what's going to take place. Both teams are going to put points on the board. The ability to score not only in the backcourt position for both teams, but also the front court. You talk about the size. Andrew Bynum having an outstanding season. Catches the basketball, gets the hoop, and the foul.
Warriors third in the league and scoring 107 a game. The Lakers right there at 6th in the league, averaging 102. Curry defended by the veteran Fisher. Curry may weigh just 165, but he doesn't back down. To the end line he comes. He sneaks by Fisher. Missed a tough runner on the end line. Rebound. Grabbed by Pau Gasol. Don't let Kobe walk into a 3. Missed it. Maggette with a tough rebound. Lakers open up 6 of 7. And a turnover charge to the Warriors. Kobe has purple running with him. Pau Gasol held on the end line. And a foul on Corey Maggette. First foul on Maggette. The Warriors have lost a lot of guys due to injury this year. 369 games lost due to injury. That's an average of about 6 guys a game.
Did you do that off the top of your head?
No, it was in the notes. Kidding me? Here's our test. He misses the 3. Rebounded by him. And he walks to the basketball. So the Warriors with some aggressive defense forced a turnover on LA.
Well, at that time, Andrew Bynum forced it a little bit too much. You get an offensive rebound, had 2 guys on the perimeter spotted up at the 3-point line, turned down Fisher and Bryant.
Bryant way outside to defend the screen. Bynum out there hedging as well on Ellis. Tolliver, nice find inside the Hunter. Terrific pass by Tolliver.
That's a big-time play. Here's a guy that has already knocked down 2 jump shots, but he's not thinking, okay, let me get another one. He's thinking, let me make the right play. That time, the great find underneath.
You know who can figure those numbers out? Mathematics.
Who's that?
Tolliver. 4-year finance, Dean's List at Creighton.
I would put 2 and 2 together and say, yeah, he can figure it out.
He's a guy to run to come tax time. A popular guy this time of year with the road. Bynum double. Nice drop step. Hunter's done a nice job inside to battle 2 big guys. Bynum, loose ball recovery, missed it. Tolliver tips it outside. Curry up to Ellis. Ron Artest with a rebound. Watch him get it. Hunter gets involved again and blocks the shot. Out of bounds, Laker ball. And a timeout with 5:23 left in the first. And the Warriors have come to play, tied at 16.
Big scoring early on this ball game. Kobe Bryant splitting the pick and roll, gets into the seam, stop and pop jumper, and then Tolliver on the other end off the pick and roll, spot up jumper, early scoring.
With Derek Fisher, he talked about the value of Kobe Bryant coming down the stretch for a ball club that would like to repeat as NBA champions.
I don't know if anybody will ever, actually take away Jerry West's title as Mr. Clutch, but Kobe comes awfully close. I talk about him probably more than myself when I do interviews, but he has an ability to really slow the game down. Even when it's going really, really fast and you have to make a split-second decision, he just has a way of slowing things down and processing a lot of information and knows how to get his shot off when he wants to, when he needs to. And, his desire to win just hasn't decreased or diminished in any way. And we're going to need him to do a little bit more of that in order to finish our season with the goal we have in mind.
Well, I know Derek Fisher has been in purple and gold for a long time as we see the feed to Andrew Bynum underneath. But this just in. Michael Jordan took the title away from Jerry West, even though he was Mr. Clutch. And then Kobe Bryant has added to it. So let's not lose sight of what number 23 or number 45 or whatever you want to call him, but Michael Jordan did in Chicago.
Number 24 has had a number of game winners this year, under 10 seconds. Anthony Tolliver hits his third three-point shot here in the first quarter. We have just under 5 minutes left to play. Golden State leading here in the first quarter, 19-18. And Kobe Bryant again has Ellis on the island and spins right behind to the end line, finishing with 2 hands.
Oh, that's a move that Bryant worked on in the summer. Here's the best player in the game with LeBron James spending time as Steph Curry makes the feed left-handed. Spend time in the offseason with Hakeem Olajuwon to work on his postgame. How about that pass by Steph Curry?
Sensational. Left hand, wasn't even looking at the target. Nice pick and roll. Here's Odom for 3. Slugs it in. Odom has something for Tolliver. Talking to Tolliver as he comes down the floor. 2 can play at this game, he said. Curry from 15 in transition.
I can't believe when people watch this young guy in college at Davidson, they question whether he can play the point guard. Hint, hint, Jeff Van Gundy. Are you kidding me? Watching this guy is a no-brainer, his ability to play this game of basketball.
Odom maybe passing out to Kobe, maybe one too many passes inside of Bynum. It was roughed up and fouled. And Bynum will head to the line.
Well, so many question marks. Can he make a play in the pick and roll? Pick and roll, left-handed, on point. And then there was no questions about his ability to score the basketball. Stop and pop, puts in the extra time. You can say the genes and all of that because his dad was one of the greatest shooters that's ever played this game. But the guy puts the time in to put himself in position to be a great shooter.
Curry is second among rookie scoring. He is third in assists. He is number 1 in three-point percentage. As you take a look at the numbers, the shooting numbers are off the chart. And how about the defense? Just under 2 steals again. He and Ellis really complement one another. Ellis is second in the league at 2 steals per ball game. But all those numbers for that rookie Steph Curry is playing way above his year.
Oh, you give me a guy, if I'm a coach, that has flaws, and that's okay as long as he is willing to work and put the time in to be great. And this guy certainly has it.
Ellis turns, presents the ball to Kobe, and he'll snatch it. Kobe the other way. Ellis is going to need double-team help. Bryant finds the open man. And Ron Artest plants a long one.
That's good basketball by Kobe Bryant. Taking advantage of the size and then finding it.
Ellis streaks in. Shot blocked by Bynum off glass. Artest with it. Bryant wants it cross court. Artest raising again, and he knocks down the 3. And the Lakers on a roll. They open up 11 of 17 here in the first quarter. A 7-0 run to take a 7-point lead and a timeout from Oakland. The Spurs face Dwight Howard of the Magic. Then at 10:30 Eastern, the Milwaukee Bucks take on the Los Angeles Clippers. And ESPN has doubleheader action Sunday night. First at 8 Eastern, Tim Duncan and the Spurs take on Joe Johnson and the Atlanta Hawks. And then at 10:30 Eastern, the Portland Trail Blazers head to Phoenix to face Steve Nash, Amari Stoudemire, and the Phoenix Suns. Let's check in now with Heather Cox.
Kevin, thanks so much. While some of the league's top teams are struggling during this home stretch, the Lakers are focusing on stretching their lead. Before the game, Phil Jackson told me it's absolutely imperative that the Lakers get on a roll. What they want to do is distance themselves between Denver and Dallas so they can reduce minutes late in the season and to keep those stars fresh for the playoffs. Coach Jackson also admitted he's really tweaking with his bench a bit, using a shorter rotation than he's accustomed to. Of course, all adjustments with one goal in mind, another championship, guys.
Thank you, Heather. Corey Maggette after the timeout leans back and hits a fall-away jump shot. The Lakers are in Sacramento tomorrow, then home against Minnesota on Friday, home against Washington on Sunday, and then Mark, they go on the road for a torturous trip at San Antonio, at Oklahoma City, at Houston, at New Orleans, at Atlanta, then return home with Utah and San Antonio. So this four-game stretch beginning tonight is vitally important for the Lakers if they want to open up that gap, as Heather talked about.
No, very important. And Phil Jackson is a coach that's been there and done that. He understands how to, tote the line as far as keeping guys fresh, getting guys on the bench to establish a rhythm, knowing who you can trust, and making sure that you finish the course up the right way. They want to be playing their best basketball when it matters most.
NBA TV calendar coverage beginning at 7 o'clock Eastern. San Antonio at Miami. That's on NBA TV on Tuesday. ESPN coverage beginning at 7:30 p.m. San Antonio at Orlando on the 17th, and Milwaukee at Los Angeles. Mark and I will have that one on Wednesday. Then TNT is covering Orlando at Miami and New Orleans at Denver on the 18th. Nine-2 run for the Los Angeles Lakers. They double Ellis, gets rid of it to Maggette. There's a change of heart on that three. Gives it up to Anthony Morrow, who knocks it down. Morrow, fourth in the league in three-point percentage this year, 45%.
That's a good play by Corey Maggette. He had a wide open look, but turned it down and got the ball into the hands of a pure shooting Morrow on the other side.
Yeah, Maggette didn't shoot that many threes. Here's Gasol on the block. He is fouled inside. And the Warriors have been very, very stingy inside. They have elected to foul or make contact with a man in the paint. And they'd rather see these bigs apparently go to the line. There is Don Nelson, who is 6 wins away from becoming the all-time winningest coach in the history of the NBA. He is right behind Lenny Wilkins. Don Nelson holding now 1,327 wins.
Well, he's a guy that has, great longevity, has been around a long time, but also has done this league. And certainly you can remember the great Warrior teams with Run TMC with Tim Hardaway and Mitch Richmond and Chris Mullin. Outstanding job this Warrior team. It keeps the energy in this building. These fans are among the best in the business.
Those Milwaukee teams are fun to watch too. Brian Winters, Marcus Johnson, Brewer, Sidney Moncrief, Paul Pressey. Boy, some terrific players there. Here comes Maggette, alone to the rack and slams it down. And the Lakers just watched.
That's poor transition defense by the Lakers. You can tell Phil Jackson's upset about that. Corey Maggette going coast to coast.
Jordan Farmar in the lineup now. Off the screen. Finds Gasol, who rolls right down there to the low level of the ball and laid it in.
Well, Phil Jackson would like for Jordan Farmar to play aggressive basketball on both ends of the floor. Put the point guards up full court and then be aggressive in attack mode on the offensive end.
Gasol, terrific footwork to get by Hunter there, huh?
That's just a great job of making a move but being patient. Everybody out of my way, and then it's one-on-one basketball.
Well, let's look at him climb into the air, but they make pretty good contact with him and knock him down. He'll shoot two. Yeah, you're talking about the Laker bench. Heather was a moment ago. They really miss Luke Walton in that rotation as well. We talked to Phil about Luke earlier tonight, and he's still trying to bounce back from a nerve problem in the back that affects his legs and back.
And I think they're doing the right thing. Could Luke Walton play today and give him quality minutes? Yes is the answer, but they don't need him today. So what you want to do is make sure he's as close as possible to 100% when you're going to need Luke Walton. And he's a guy that Phil Jackson and the Lakers trust because he's proven over time to give him quality minutes and to always be ready.
And happy to report that his dad, Bill Walton, is feeling much, much better, getting around now. Been seen up in Portland a couple of times, and we wish him the best. Lakers on top by 4, and again, excellent passing by the Lakers to get it in deep. Bryant with a bucket.
Again, taking advantage of the lack of size across the board. Jordan Farmer with a great find to Bryant.
LA's at their last 8. Farmer from right there in Los Angeles. Went to high school there. Won a city championship. Lamar Odom handling, 7 to shoot. Ellis reaches in, nearly had it. Tough rebound by Gasol, and it was Morrow that fouled him with 2.5 left here in the first quarter. Lakers market bearing down on the most first quarter points they have scored this season. You said there'd be a lot of points scored.
Golden State Warriors, if you want to score, is just what the doctor ordered. Now you look on the floor, and it's 4 perimeter guys with Hunter. And that Lakers size is able to take advantage, whether it's off a catching, post move, dribble penetration, or crashing the offensive board.
And nothing against Hunter, but up until just a couple of months ago, he was playing in Fort Wayne for the Mad Ants in the D-League, but making the most of an opportunity here.
Now he's the only big guy on the floor playing with the Mad Ants.
C.J. Watson comes in at 6'2", meaning McGetty swings to the center position. 2.5. They want some shooters out there. They'll get it with Ellis. Ellis will drive to the cup. A finger roll it in. They're going to rule initially that it will not count. Greg Willard, Tony Brown, Leon Wood, our officials here tonight, will converge at the end of the first. It's been the Lakers here at Oracle Arena on top by 7. Take a look. Looked pretty, but came too late.
Points for him. So we have to be careful with how we use the ball, but then get it into spots where guys can finish it later.
Yeah, thank you.
Now Steph Curry begins the quarter with a pass inside the Tolliver for a bucket.
So the Lakers do a good job of making sure that Steph Curry doesn't get quality looks during the course of this season, so they give up the playmaking ability as foul in transition. But for the season, Steph Curry is 3 for 21 from three-point range against the Lakers. That means they are paying attention to detail, not giving them quality looks, and he is being a facilitator early on tonight.
Curry will shoot at 293 attempts from 3 this year, 42%. And the Warriors as a team, over the last 15 games, shooting 42% as a team from 3. They have hit at least 10 three-pointers, made at least 10 in that period of time in games. He had 16 against Toronto on Saturday. They're not bashful. This guy isn't moral, but he won't pull the trigger here with 14 to shoot. McGetty will lay it in on a fine feed from Tolliver.
You're the Lakers. You can't be satisfied with the defense you're playing. Sure, the Warriors can score the basketball, but you don't have to give them easy field goal attempts.
Shannon Brown is in now for the Lakers. Having difficulty with the defense of Monte Ellis. He dribbles it out. Kobe Bryant resting. Bryant averaging 39 minutes thus far this year. Has played 61 games. He's missed 5 because of the ankle. Here's Spaghetti. And Odom with the rebound. So Odom and Farmar, Brown and Artest and Gasol out on the floor for the Lakers. Gasol goes to work, and Morrow puts some wood on him from behind, and that will send Pau Gasol to the line for 2. Second foul on Morrow.
Obviously, Don Nelson's not concerned about the foul trouble because Steph Curry had 2 quick fouls and decided to leave him in the ballgame. He understands, hey, I'm short-handed. I'm not concerned about the fouls. And he's sticking to Horn's 5. High pick and roll with Steph Curry. He wants to exploit the Lakers' lack of ability to contain the penetration of his perimeter guys.
Pau Gasol marked 1 of 5 from the line, ordinarily a 79%er. And he adjusts and hits this one. What do you make of Gasol's sort of feint nuanced criticism of Kobe Bryant, maybe handling the ball too much, not sharing it, getting too many shots in the newspaper a week or so ago.
Well, I didn't like it as Lamar Odom turns it over, trying to feed Pau Gasol. I didn't like it because I didn't think that players went and Pau Gasol went when he didn't do what he was supposed to. I think ultimately, if I'm a Laker, I have jewelry because of Kobe Bryant. And if I have an issue with Kobe Bryant, I'm not coming to the media. I'm going straight to Kobe Bryant and talking to him about it. I love the way that Phil Jackson handled it. As a leader, as a coach today, you guys talk about that amongst yourself. But Kobe Bryant, we need him, and he's got to get it going, but he's going to play the right way.
Farmar for three missing. Phil told us, I found that fascinating in that meeting, Mark, the observation that he shared with us about that and how he as a coach handled that. Here's Morrow trapped on the end line, finding and trying to find McGetty, lost it. Gasol dispatches to Brown, to Farmar. Warriors got lucky there with a tip out to McGetty.
But you make a good point, how he handled it as a coach. And he's a guy that coaches and says, hey, you guys handle it amongst yourself. But it comes from Phil Jackson as a player, playing for the late, great Knick coach, Red Holzman. And that's exactly what he did with his veteran basketball team. So you guys handle little things amongst yourself. My job is to coach.
Phil said he didn't like the passive-aggressive approach. He said if you've got something to say to your teammate, say it. Be up front.
And I was the same way with our producer, Kenny Wolf. He got me at 4:30 this afternoon for a 7:30 game. I went to him and said it made no sense.
Well, we were anticipating traffic, which would have put us here at 5 o'clock. Here's Ellis over to Curry for three. Off balance. Tiptoeing the sideline. And he knocks it down. Steph Curry with a beauty. Farmar blazes a path the other way. Curry just trying to hang on. Got him from behind. Not much real estate over there to work with, Mark, but he got it done.
You cannot give this guy open looks. If you do, you will pay the price. Steph Curry, the ability to knock down shots. Lamar Odom, you're too late. Hand down, man down.
Oklahoma City in the playoffs. They have the second best road record in the West. They are +6 on the road this year with Kevin Durant, who's playing terrific basketball.
Young, talented, deep basketball team that enjoy one another. They love the game of basketball. Kevin Durant is in the MVP discussion, and I've said it already time and time again. Russ Westbrook is one of the most underrated players in all of basketball. An outstanding young talent, and he's in the discussion for top point guards in this game.
And that's funny because you talk about Steph Curry and the perceptions of him being a point guard. Could he do it in this league? And I think that was true of Westbrook as well. Here's Ellis. Nice into the lane. Laid it up and in. Monte Ellis.
And you make a point. I think it was more concerns with Westbrook because he's not a guy that handles the basketball a lot in college. So you didn't think, okay, he could be a point. With Steph Curry, he handled it in pick and rolls. He handled it off a down screen. So you can see the ability to run the point guard position. But both of those guys get used to their names.
Kobe again out of the double team looking for Gasol. Fortuitously goes off the fingertips of Gasol right to a ready Lamar Odom. Lakers lead by 5. And back come the Warriors. You cannot blame them coming right back with McGetty.
Both teams are doing a poor job getting back in transition defense. And this is off of made shots. That's inexcusable defense when a team can push it down your throat and get an uncontested lay-in.
Shannon Brown for 3. Odom with the control and a bump foul applied by McGetty. Steph Curry on the bench with his 3rd foul. It means Watson has come in with Morrow and Monte Ellis, McGetty, and Anthony Tolliver. Curry with 5 points. He's 2 for 6. Ellis has had some difficulty tonight shooting the ball. He's 1 of 8. But they have combined for the 10 assists. They've been playmakers here. Little give and go action. Gasol looking for Farmar, deflected out of bounds. Greg Willard will give it over to the Lakers. Watson read that double team beautifully. Came over to steal from Kobe. The other way comes. Partially blocked. Brown hops and bounds. He's got Kobe and Gasol running with him. Gives off to Odom, who was already there. and steps over the fallen Corey Maggette, and Don Nelson wanted a foul on the other end. So did the crowd. One of the best crowds in the NBA right here in Oakland.
Oh, this crowd has been a great crowd and a great fan base for a long time as Monta Ellis makes the land. These fans really appreciate this Warrior franchise.
.6:36 to go. Second quarter play. Shannon Brown. Contact. Bang, bang call. Blocking foul on Anthony Tolliver. That is his third.
And you see Shannon Brown off the swing of the basketball getting into the seams. Certainly Tolliver moving as Shannon Brown gets into the air. So the correct call, and what a terrible job of trying to sell the offensive foul. He's falling before the contact is even made.
So Tolliver will come out. Maggette is out as well. Devin George, one of 3 former Lakers on this Warrior roster, steps into the lineup. Ronny Turiaf out with an injury tonight. Vlade Radmanovic out with an injury as well. George now in his 11th year. There's a look at Ronny Turiaf with Raja Bell alongside. A lot of talented players out with injuries.
Well, Raja Bell before the game was spending about a good hour just working up and down the floor, taking shots. Looked like he's not far away.
Ellis outside looking to get that Jimmy going. Can't. Right off the rim to Hunter. Wow. Air ball deflected and control by the Lakers. Kobe the other way. Trying to set up Devin George. Adam Goodhouse selected that loose ball and stepped out of bounds, says Leon Wood, and the Warriors will take it back.
Well, one thing, if you're one of the Warriors guards, you have to understand, I got to help my big men tonight. Oh, every night when you're shorthanded and you don't have big guys, that means the perimeter guys have to make a conscious effort to look to rebound the basketball.
Look at Curry, who in his sophomore year led Davidson to the Elite Eight with some big upsets. And then led the nation in scoring his junior year at Davidson before turning pros. Now here at Golden State having a terrific year. His Warriors down by 5. Monta Ellis right now trying to get a roller mark.
Oh, he's trying to keep his team in this ball game, doing a great job of putting his head down and making plays in the paint area. Lakers up 5.
69-year-old Don Nelson, his first coaching duty in Milwaukee, 1976 when he took over as the head coach. He is right behind Lenny Wilkens. He needs 6 to pass Lenny Wilkens as the all-time winningest coach in the history of the NBA.
We talked to him before the game. He says, hey, I've had a great time, the time of my life coaching this young group. Says he has loads and loads of young talent, and he's thoroughly impressed with his young coaches.
Let's check in with Heather Cox now.
Well, guys, Coach Nelson also said, you know, I've got mixed feelings on breaking that record. He said, I wish Lenny could have the record forever, but I know someone someday will bump him off sooner or later. I was very happy with being number 2 and still am, but it's always good to win. Also talked to Phil Jackson on what he thought of Coach Nelson perhaps breaking the record, and he said it's certainly a sign of perseverance and really the ability to take broken teams, change their direction. He's had a huge impact on expanding the game.
Thank you, Heather. And Phil Jackson also reminded us that Nelly, after his playing career, actually had a tryout as an official. That didn't work out too well. Became an assistant and almost immediately then got the head coaching job in Milwaukee back in '76. Kobe with the follow-away jump shot, and it's all been good since then.
Think about it. So Don Nelson was cut as a referee.
Devin George steps out for 3, popping into the Laker wayback machine. And the Lakers lead is 4 with 4.5 minutes to go here in the first half of play.
And I can remember Don Nelson as a kid watching him play an integral part of the success of the Boston Celtics.
Watson running the other way, trying to shake Fisher. Foul on the floor, says Leon Wood before the shot. Much for from a player's standpoint, trying to guard a team like Golden State, they're putting all these guards out there, they're giving the green light. Very difficult to guard, maintain your defensive focus and intensity.
Well, it's difficult to guard if you don't work on it every day. But if you take pride on the defensive end, then you understand I'm not going to stop them individually. So the other 4 guys have got to be in position to help, recover, and do multiple things. If you try to guard them one-on-one, they will pick you apart. Don Nelson is a master at finding the mismatch on the floor.
You can see the difficulty that Gasol at that time as he got drawn out on Watson, and he's just going to shake him on the open floor.
They're going to move the ball and find the mismatch, and when they do, they have the green light to attack. You take a look at Watson on that possession. As soon as he recognized there's a big defending me, I'm going at him. You don't settle for the jump shot. Put the ball on the floor. Make help come. If it comes, deliver. If not, what a pretty floater by Watson.
So George expends a foul, 15th foul, sending Gasol to the line with 3:58 left here in the first half. And the Lakers up by 2. Be there live for all the action. Go to NBA.com/tickets now to reserve your seats to see your favorite NBA team take the court. The NBA, where memories happen. Fair number of Laker fans here tonight at Oracle Arena in Oakland, California, along with other coach Mark Jackson, Kevin Calabro on hand. 3:56 to play in the first half. Lakers by 4. Steph Curry, if you're just joining us, on the bench with 3 fouls. Watson trying to send up another teardrop, and read beautifully out of midair by Hunter to the layup. Bryant on the high post bounce pass from Artest and a foul. Quick striking play by the Lakers. And a foul on George again, sending Kobe Bryant up there. Kevin George, second foul.
A discussion prior to the game with Laker coach and Fuller. He says people are surprised, and there's a future head coach in this league also, but he said people are surprised when Kobe Bryant makes shots down the stretch. He said he's never seen anything like Kobe Bryant. The way that this guy works day in and day out is no coincidence why he continues to be great.
Watson circling off the screen. George sidesteps defenders. Kobe disrupts, but not enough. Watson's able to sneak one up and in, and the Warriors hanging tough, down 1, 57-56 in a shootout here in Oakland with 3:16 to go in the first half.
When Steph Curry gets in foul trouble, you think, okay, I can relax now. And all of a sudden, Watson empties the ball game, and he can score also.
Kobe with that patented fallaway jump shot, not there. C.J. Watson, undrafted out of Tennessee, knifing his way into the lane, and a foul called as Watson used the offhand to gain the advantage. Kid is fearless, and he's got a chance after the timeout to put the Warriors into the lead, and the crowd coming to their feet here at Oracle Arena. We've got a good one going on. Where the two shots are between father and son.
Very similar. He had a quicker release than I did. But I think we had some side-by-side shots of me and my form and his form. It's pretty, identical, even down to the facial expression when you let the ball go. So he kind of doctored my shot when I was a junior in high school. Got my high release point just so I wouldn't get it blocked when I was playing varsity basketball. But other than that, it was just me developing my own shot, and I guess genetics had a little bit to do with it.
I tell you what, I played with his dad in Toronto, and we'd be there after practice working on shots. And this young fella, 10, 11, 12 years old, and also his brother, who was at Duke, would be in the gym. And clearly, the second and third best shooters in the gym was him and his brother behind his dad. And we had guys that can fill it up. But it was a thing of beauty to watch these young guys put the time in.
Watson steals the ball away from Odom from behind. And the officials conferring that this may have been a clear path foul because Odom reached in from one ahead, scored tied at 57. That's exactly what they're going to call here with 2:49 left in the first half. Take a look. He loses the ball. And then he grabbed his trousers.
But did you just say he loses the ball? That was a pick. Yeah, that was a pick.
That's what I meant to say.
Yeah. Okay.
He loses the ball to Watson.
Okay. And I'm just glad that Dell Curry didn't teach Steph Curry how to dribble a basketball, because one thing he could not do was handle the ball. Certainly his son has the ability to make plays in the scene. Dell Curry was a knockdown shooter as good as we've seen in this league.
Well, when you talked about Curry, you always talked about one of the quickest releases in the game at that time.
And would talk trash. But if I shot that well, I'd talk trash too.
He seemed to be a quiet guy. He's a trash talker.
He knew he could shoot.
Under his breath?
Yeah, he knew he could shoot.
Well, official correction, no clear path call, so the Warriors will take possession out of bounds. To the chagrin of the audience here. Score tied at 57, 2:49 left in the first half. Turnovers in the second quarter. The Lakers have turned it over 5 times, and the Warriors have taken care of the ball. Just 1 turnover.
When you're the Lakers, the concern is you're going to give up 60-plus points to a short-handed Warrior team, and you're trying to establish a rhythm to close out the season.
And Ellis isn't even shooting well. He's 2 for 11 on that miss. And the Lakers throw it away again. The 6th turnover in the quarter. Reggie Williams with it out of VMI. Terrific score at VMI. But another one of those guys coming up from the D-League, playing for Don Nelson's beleaguered Golden State Warriors. Good hustle play there by Williams. Good lost it out of bounds. Right to Kobe Bryant. 2 minutes left in the half. Cross-court pass, 7th turnover of the night. It'll cost him 2. Well, the Lakers are horrible here in the second quarter. Not taking care of the basketball at all. The Warriors take the lead.
And really not getting it done on either end of the floor. Warriors getting quality shots on the offensive end, and the Lakers careless when they have the ball.
Kobe doubled out of the double. Cross-court skip pass to Artest. Going with the basketball, he clutched, and that meant Bynum was frozen in the paint. The 8th turnover of the quarter.
No, here's the problem when you're a team that allows teams to hang around. Old school basketball say the great teams put teams away and don't let them hang around.
Nelson told us tonight in our pregame interview, we expect the Lakers to polish us off in the first quarter. Here's Ellis into the lane. That's what he said. George lays it up and in.
You know, the funny thing is he did say that, but he also said, but if they let us hang around and they give us hope and give us a chance, we will be very dangerous.
Well, the inference, obviously, is we expected them to go out and get us in the first quarter, but they have been outstanding. Their game plan has been very good. 61-57, 59 seconds left in the first half, and Nelly doing what he does best, orchestrating small ball.
And he said, hey, there's so many mismatches when we have the ball on the offensive end. We want to confuse them, and they're certainly doing that against the Lakers in this first half.
Ellis 15 to shoot. Again, nice step into the paint. Outside, Devin George for 3. Fisher shoves off on Hunter to get the advantage on the loose ball, and a foul on the Lakers. They're over the limit, and the Warriors now shoot free throws here in the final minute of play. Phil Jackson and the Lakers start this stretch with Minnesota on Friday, Washington Sunday. They've got a road game at Sacramento tomorrow. Winnable games, but this is the time of year, Mark, where those teams that have been battered all year come out and play the role of spoiler. This is their playoff.
You're also playing guys that are fresh, live bodies with something to prove. These guys are closing out the season saying, hey, I want a new deal. Or I want to stick around in the NBA. Or I want to build on something. And you're playing against dangerous teams that you don't.
Lakers lead now for Golden State, up 6. That's with Curry on the bench. And Monte Ellis on the floor, but shooting just 2 of 13.
Expect the Lakers to go 2 for 1. They want to get off a shot quick.
Testy Williams flings the 3. They've got that great size advantage, and they finally use it to their advantage as Bynum puts in the offensive rebound. Watson goes to work. Under the follow. Grabbed out of bounds. Ellis put it off the body of a Laker, and Golden State will take it with 7 seconds remaining in the first half, leading here by 4.
Really got away with it. Watson went a little too early with a lot of time left on the clock. You want to dwindle this thing down and don't allow the Lakers to get the ball back.
Hunter feeling it. Lets it fly. 4.8 though left, and Kobe across midcourt. Ellis detaches the ball, and the Warriors get the last word here in the half and lead by 6 halfway through, 65-59. How about that, Marcus? Golden State outscores the Lakers 33-20 in the second period.
Play with energy, play with passion, and good things happen, and certainly the Warriors did that in the first half.
Let's send it down to Heather Cox with Corey Maggette.
Kevin, thanks so much.
Golden State 52. Lakers have been to the line more times, have not taken advantage of out-rebounded the Warriors. But look at the turnovers. The Lakers have turned it over 15 times. 17 Golden State points off turnovers. And they have not forced Golden State to do much at all with that basketball. Only 3 turnovers to the Golden State Warriors for the ballgame. Welcome back, along with Mark Jackson, Heather Cox, Kevin Calabro on hand. Lakers turned it over 11 times in the second quarter, scored just 20 points.
That's a big problem. If you're Phil Jackson and the Lakers, that's a recipe for disaster. Not taking care of the basketball, which will put you in position to lose a ball game that you should not lose. You talk about across the board, not able to make the passes in the seam, not able to make the passes out of the double team. How about in transition? Big guys not in position to catch. Turn the basketball over. What happens? You give up easy basket opportunities. The Warriors able to score in transition as a result.
Pau Gasol 14 points. Kobe had the 12. Lamar with 11. Bynum had 10. But Kobe had 5 turnovers in the first half. Bynum had 6. Now for the Golden State Warriors. Monte Ellis didn't shoot the ball well in the first half. They went on that run to end the first half with Steph Curry on the bench with the 3 fouls. That's promising.
Well, other guys stepped up. You know you didn't have Ellis rolling. You didn't have Curry on the floor for a lot of the time. But how about Maggette? We know he can score the basketball. Also, if you're Monte Ellis, look to make plays. Find guys open. Tolliver, long ball, knocking it down. And then the extra pass, time and time again via pick and roll. Tolliver hands it off to Hunter. Those 3 guys, spectacular first half.
Chris Hunter, formerly of the Fort Wayne Mad Ants in the Developmental League, with a career high tonight, 16 points on 6 of 8 with 6 rebounds. Corey Maggette, the veteran out of Duke, with 12. And Anthony Tolliver chipped in with 11 as well for the Golden State Warriors. Tolliver hit 3 threes in the first quarter. Trying to pass inside to Hunter, who had a block. Fisher finds Gasol. Missed it, ripped and stolen by Hunter. Good hustle play, saving it to Tolliver.
Now looking at these guys, in Hunter and Tolliver, they should have jobs around this league already. There's teams that needed them all season long. These guys are NBA players.
3-on-1 break. Curry to Ellis, back to Curry for the layup. Chris Hunter has good size, 25-year-old out of Michigan, 6'11" and 240. Monte Ellis trying to get on track. He has 6 points for the ballgame. Yet his team leads here. And Hunter comes over the top of Bynum for the foul. Let's check in now with Heather Cox.
Well, guys, obviously the Lakers staff very disappointed with those 15 turnovers. They also said we've got to do a much better job in the second half, taking advantage of our size. They're also very unhappy with the way they defended the pick and roll. They said they got to stop the ball handler so that the Warriors can't distribute the ball so well. And you guys, you know what's so funny? Before the game, Don Nelson said to us, you know, we create so many mismatches, we just hope to confuse them. Well, so far so good.
Well, absolutely, and you do it running the pick and roll, because the initial defender is not the guard guarding Curry or Ellis. It's the big guy forcing to jump out and stop the basketball. If you don't do that, then you allow them to get around you, and your defense breaks down.
Bynum at the line converts on 2 free throws, and the Lakers, after the big free throw, get down the floor and fill the paint. Curry between defenders, shovels it outside of McGetty for an open look. Long rebound, Derek Fisher. Will pull up and knocks one down in transition. That was rather uncharacteristic for him. He didn't have a rebounder with him sight. He let it go with 20 on the shot clock.
Oh, he's a gamer, a big-time competitor, and he's, senses that something has got to occur.
Curry finds McGetty.
Well, McGetty is a legit scorer in this league. He's a guy that knows how to get to the foul line and can score in bunches. I'll tell you what, Steph Curry and his playmaking ability. There are so many teams punching themselves right now because they turned him down.
7th pick of the draft. Maybe the step back. Curry with the rebound. Looking down the floor. Looks off Hunter on the left side. Will hold. Waits for numbers. Then just fires a 3. There it is. You cannot leave his side if you're defending him.
This guy's a player. This guy is a player.
Curry with 10 points, 5 assists. Artest straight away 2. 7-point Warrior lead.
You know what they say about Steph Curry? He will come to the gym or go to the practice facility in the middle of the night. Here's a guy that already is headed towards superstardom, and he is putting the time in to be even.
Toss on the low post maneuver, gets by McGetty. Talking to him before the ball game, Steph Curry said that he lives 10 minutes in the gym, about 2 minutes in the practice facility. And again, he drives into the lane, draws the double team, and out of the double team, the pass.
And there's guys that live that close to the facilities around this league, and they don't find themselves at the gym. But you see that pass, being able to thread the needle, and then you guys going to leave me open? Don't you know what my dad is? It's in the genes.
Hunter feeling it, not this time. He had 16 in the first half, which was a career high. 72, 67. Fisher letting that one fly. Loose ball grabbed by Hunter. Good hustle. Out in front for Curry. Easiest shot he's had tonight. Steph Curry on a feed from Hunter.
And Phil Jackson looking at his team and saying, hey, we've got to get back. Who's going to get back on the defensive end? He cannot be pleased with his team's energy on the defensive end or transition defense.
Kobe mid-block. Ellis just waiting. They got a piece. That's the first foul on Monte Ellis. Ellis made a comment in training camp before the year started when Steph Curry was drafted by the Warriors and flat out said, it's not going to work. Can't play together. But obviously things have changed as Bron goes to the line. Up on the NBA calendar, coverage beginning at 7 o'clock p.m. with NBA TV on the 16th. San Antonio at Miami at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. ESPN on the 17th, coverage beginning at 7:30 with San Antonio at Orlando following, and then Milwaukee against the Clippers in LA, and then TNT on the 18th, Orlando at Miami, New Orleans at Denver.
You know, but you make that comment about what Monte Ellis said. I love the way that Steph Curry handled it. He's a professional. He says, hey, this guy doesn't know my game, so I wasn't worried about it. I didn't hold it against him. I said, I'm going to go out and prove that we can play together and that I'm a big-time player in this league.
Oliver misses. Lakers the other way. Bynum, turn around jump hook, won't go, but tapped up and in. Now the Lakers starting to pack it near the rim. And a timeout called by the Golden State Warriors with 8:03 to go here in the third, and the Warriors lead is at 3, but the Lakers starting to heat up now on an 8-2 run.
Tyreke Evans, and an assist to Don Nelson for minimizing the minutes of Steph Curry early on in this season.
Brandon Jennings starting to come back after a midseason dip. Of course, the author of a 55-point game early in the year. And like Mark said, the Milwaukee Bucks on a roll had a great week last week. Andrew Bogut named the Player of the Week in the Eastern Conference last week. We're going to see them on Wednesday. I'm excited to see the Milwaukee Bucks. They've got a very nice basketball team. Skiles has done a good job to bring them all together.
Well, he's done an outstanding job. He's in the discussion for Coach of the Year, and I think an injustice as Derek Fisher knocks down the jump shot has been given to Brandon Jennings. Scores 55. People think he's a big-time scorer. I watched this kid play. He's a point guard. He understands how to run the point guard position.
John Salmon's coming on board in the trade at the deadline. That has made a huge difference for that club as well. That's Wednesday, the second of the back-to-back from Los Angeles. The Milwaukee Bucks taking on the Clippers. 74-73 here. Warriors on top by one. 5 minutes gone by in the third. Gasol twists and turns and hits the following jump shot.
You see the mistake that the Warriors have made. They've taken their foot off the gas pedal. So they've allowed the Lakers to establish a rhythm, make some shots, and then get some stops by taking bad shots on the offensive end.
Gary Mitchell, one and done. Lakers the other way on a 12-2 run. Fisher started it with a jumper in transition. And Gasol starting to heat up on the wing, just turning and flying him up over top of it.
Well, bad defense, allowing him to get to a sweet spot. And all of a sudden, the Warriors walking the ball off the floor, no longer pick and rolls, just one passing up. They have to get back to breaking down this Laker defense.
That was very nearly throwing in a circus shot. Bryant sails the other way. Ellis turns Kobe, juggled it right to Fisher. It's all looking for Bryant, posted beneath the rim. Look at that shot. Backed it up and in. He is so strong in there on the post.
And complaining, feeling like he got fouled. That's a big-time pass by Gasol, and good job catching it and finishing in traffic.
Bryant with 16, Mark. And the Lakers opening up a 5-point lead. Curry knifing between defenders and nearly finished that before he is floored and goes tumbling into the photographer's well down there on the end line. He'll shoot two. Curry's mom played volleyball at Virginia Tech, and that's where Sonia met Dell. 3 children. You mentioned his brother Will transferred from Liberty. He'll play at Duke next year, I guess he did. Tremendous college scorer. Nearly 29 a game as a junior last year. That's the free throw. Let's go to Heather Cox.
Well, you guys were talking about Steph Curry as a possible Rookie of the Year candidate. So what does his coach, Don Nelson, think of Steph? Well, he said, you know what? He's the perfect rookie. He does everything right. He does what I call the 4 things. He rebounds his position, defends well for a rookie, passes well, shoots well. Then coach said, you know, the only thing wrong with him, he's still a rookie, guys. He turned 22 yesterday, just a pup.
Well, I'll go back to something also. You got to give credit to the Curry family. Both parents did an outstanding job of raising a quality young man. As good a basketball player as he is, he's a quality person. He's proud of the way he conducts himself.
Andrew Bynum with the rip and the putback, the two-hand jam to the Lakers. Open up a 5-point lead. Curry tried to float it inside to Devin George, deflected away by the Lakers out of bounds. And Curry has really shown resiliency through the year. Now, remember, he has started 62 and possible 65, and he has played in all 65 games. And Mark, he's been playing minutes, 36 minutes a night. So he's a durable guy. He's so quick you can't hit him.
And you know, the knock is he's got to get stronger, but I think he has deceptive strength. I think he's a guy that can play the point guard position and understand the wear and tear.
Well, look at that feed to McGinty for the flash. Wow.
You know, you say stronger for what? Can he get in the seams, take the contact, and make a play? He just needs reps. This guy is a star.
Gasol backing down with a jump ball. So Powell getting busy here in the third quarter. A combination of Kobe and Pau Gasol.
I like what the Lakers are doing. You're playing against a smaller team, get your big guys touches, and Pau Gasol is playing aggressive.
Off the ball, a whistle, and this will go against the Warriors. Offensive foul on Maggette, trying to free himself for the pass. That's his third, and a timeout on the deck with the Lakers down here in Oakland, California at Oracle Arena, leading here 5-5. 78, 4:09 left in the third quarter. You want to see a young man play basketball? Take a look at Stephen Curry.
Making plays in the pick and roll, the left hand hook pass like Steve Nash. How about this? The vision, eyes up off the pick and roll, continuing to find guys. We know he can shoot the basketball. The question was, can he make plays? Well, certainly. The drive-by, how about the left hand dish pass, and then getting to the seam, bigger guys, create the contact, and nobody leaves him. Nobody defends this guy. That's a recipe for disaster. Steph Curry putting on a clinic.
Look at the progression breaking into the league October, November, averaging 10. Then he took it up another notch in December, and then a huge jump in January. February, usually the dog days of the end scoring mark, and still on a nice tear here in the month of March. Fisher comes right back down the floor, though, after the timeout. It surprises the Warriors, taking it right to the rim.
Surprise. If you're Don Nelson, you got to be like, are you kidding me? That's Derek Fisher, a spot-up shooter going coast to coast in the seams of our defense. Too many breakdowns right now for the Warriors.
13 to shoot, and Maggette will. Knocks it down. The Warriors shooting 48% from the field. Maggette with 18 points leads the Warriors.
And it's a great matchup for Maggette when you talk about Ron Artest defending him, because his strength does not bother him, because Maggette's just as strong and he loves the physical play.
Ellis at 6'3", trying to guard the 6'5". Bryant tapped it away, but right to right tap. To Kobe. Quick hands by Kevin George. Strips it. Ellis on the fly. Curry on his left. Spotting up the three. What'd you expect?
A great read by Monte Ellis on the defensive end, and then in transition, waiting until Curry got to his spot, delivered the pass on point.
Curry now 3 of 5 from beyond the arc. Fisher loads up for three, and looking for the 4-point play. He's fouled in the act, and the fourth foul on Steph Curry. He's an aggressive defender. He's got caught reaching a few times. That time trying to close out on Fisher. Make contact on the forearm, says Leon Wood.
Well, that's something that Steph Curry is going to learn with experience. Those are fouls you don't want to commit. Live with contesting the jump shot without foul.
Don Nelson giving a long look after it toward Leon Wood and Steph Curry, and he'll march back to the bench. They'll leave Curry in, or will he? He is summoning Anthony Morrow off the bench.
Well, if I'm Don Nelson, if I leave Steph Curry in early in the ballgame with 2 fouls, well, I certainly leave him in the ballgame with 4 fouls. Especially since he's defending Derek Fisher. You just have to send a message to him that we don't want to foul in those situations. You're too crucial to us on the basketball floor. We need you.
Fisher scored now the last 5 points as he takes the opportunity at the free throw line. 5-point Lakers lead. That is C.J. Watson stepping into the lineup now for the Warriors. 14 to shoot. Now Monte Ellis trying to pick up the scoring, but he has had a difficult time tonight shooting the ball. 2 of 16 from Monte Ellis, who came in as the league's 6th leading scorer, just under 26 a game.
And you think about it, maybe Nelson goes to C.J. Watson as Bryant posts him up because of the quality minutes that Watson gave him in the first half, so it made that decision a lot easier.
That time Watson defending the post up by Kobe. He was beaten easily. 15 to shoot down for the Warriors. Kevin George coming off the bench for Golden State. Ian Roney Turiaf, Vlade Radmanovic, the veterans on the team. Turiaf and Radmanovic are hurt and out tonight. Gasol with a sweet left-hand hook off the contact.
You can't teach that. That is big-time skill by Pau Gasol. Set him up by taking a turnaround jump shot a couple of times ago. This time the left hand hook shot.
Lakers open up a 7-point lead. C.J. Watson testing Odom with a step back, and that's a pretty shot from C.J. Watson.
And continuing to talk to Lamar Odom. First picked his pocket in the first half. This time, isolation making a play.
Gasol missing over Hunter. Ball tipped away by Devin George. Watson had it, came down, got slapped in the grill, and a foul. Fouls on Pau Gasol. That's his first. Pau Gasol making solid contact with the basketball. I'm not sure who clipped Watson there, but the foul's going to be on Gasol. And it will, in fact, be a second.
It really looked like the basketball as Pau Gasol deflected it into the face of Watson. Warriors basketball.
Monte Ellis climbs into the air for the three. It's just not happening for him.
I think if you're Monte Ellis, at some point, you're a scorer, but you got to realize I'm letting them off the hook. He has the ability to break down this Laker defense, and he's settling too much.
He's done really an admirable job defending Kobe Bryant on that mid-block post all night long. He gets Bryant that time to walk to the basketball.
He's competing. He is absolutely competing, fighting for position, and then making life difficult for Bryant.
Watson hesitates and drives. Here come the Lakers. Kobe running. Ellis trying to get in his way with help from George. Ties him up with a foul. And Ellis got hit in the chops. Fouls on Devin George. Kobe coming off a win against Phoenix on Friday, in which he had 8 assists but 7 turnovers. Los Angeles sports fans, you can now get the latest news on the teams you care about the most. The power of ESPN is now covering the Los Angeles sports scene. News, opinions, and special sports center just for you. The inside info you're accustomed to, now with local flavor. It's ESPNLosAngeles.com. Bryant tonight with 20 points. Lakers by a 7 here with 26 seconds left and about a 16-second differential.
And they need Monte Ellis to help them on the offensive end. They need him to score the basket.
Now they're going to need a stop as the Lakers bring it up for the last shot. It's been Ellis most of the night defending Kobe Bryant. Forced him to help, nearly got a steal. Vujacic after it, and that will be that. Ending the third quarter. Well, Ellis's defense has been steady. Can he get it going in the fourth quarter offensively?
They need him on the offensive end. Good help that time, forcing Bryant into the bad pass, and they also need Steph Curry. Get it going on the offensive end, get some stops, and then make plays. And I like with Don Nelson. Notice what your guy is doing defensively. Monte Ellis, not known as a defensive stopper. He's made life miserable for Bryant in isolation situations just by competing.
Steph Curry starts the fourth quarter on the bench with 4 fouls as Odom goes to work and beats the buzzer over Devin George.
Good play by Lamar Odom. About to pass the ball out of the double team, recognized that he looked at the clock, and then got the shot off.
Ellis, Morrow, Watson, Tolliver, and George for the Warriors. George fakes our chest out of his boots. Beats to Watson, missed it, but the rebound right back to him. George reloads for 3 and got it.
Got to give this Warriors team a lot of credit. Very resilient. They are not quitting.
You mentioned, Mark, in the third quarter, about midway through, that you felt like the Warriors have pulled back a little bit, content to walk it up, get into the half court. They've got to continue to jet down the floor, right?
There's no way in the world they're going to beat the Lakers in a chess match. Their job is to make this an ugly basketball game defensively, and then offensively continue to push the ball and look to make plays.
Just like this, watch it over to Ellis, trying to attack the rim. Outstanding defensive play by Shannon Brown. Bynum inside to Brown. And he's fouled by Jordan.
I like what the Lakers are doing. They're taking advantage of that size. We saw early in the third quarter getting the ball, even late in the third quarter, to Pau Gasol in the paint. Now all of a sudden they're running their offense through Andrew Bynum. You get rewarded when the big guys are unselfish, and that time Bynum delivers the ball to Brown.
Kobe on the bench for the Lakers as the fourth quarter opens up. And Don Nelson decides to keep Ellis on the floor with Curry on the bench.
And you're normally concerned, but the problem why Don Nelson has no need to be concerned right now, because Monte Ellis is a guy that plays a lot of minutes. So it's not like you have to get him a rest when Bryant's on the bench. He's used to playing big minutes.
98-90, the lob up top, trying to redirect it was Ellis, but that won't go for him. Monte having a tough time. Now 2 of 18. 2 minutes gone by in the fourth. Lakers holding an 8-point lead. Their largest lead has been 9 tonight. Odom's crafty move. He could see the double team coming.
Once again, recognizing the smaller Monte Ellis defending Odom, get him the basketball and an aggressive move, spinning away from the help.
He's 6 of 6 from the field now. Tolliver slaps the rebound out the right to Sasha Vujacic.
I think if you're the Lakers, slow it down and continue to put the ball down the throat with the big guy.
And they do. Bynum having some difficulty, however, as he flattens Devin George.
Oh, in that situation, Bynum gets the basketball, begins to make his move, sees Ron Artest all by himself. Right here, he sees him deliver the pass. Don't go into your selfish move and try to beat a double team, not by Andrew Bynum.
Bynum had 6 turnovers in the first half. Lakers had 15 in the first half, but only forced 3. Artest comes over and closes out in a big way, blocking that shot easily from Anthony Morrow, but couldn't save it in bounds.
Good job by Ron Artest, contesting the jump shot, blocking the shot, and then making the extra effort, trying to throw the loose ball off of the body of Morrow.
Curry back in, his club trailing by 10 with 9:16 left down the ball game. High dribbles into the lane, turns the corner on Brown, and loaded in. He just plays at a whole different level on a different speed, doesn't he? He's something else.
And sometimes you don't want to talk too much about a guy, but this guy is a star. An absolute star.
Devin George for 3. Flushes it out of the corner. Devin George gives the Warriors life. And they rally within 5, and now the crowd is up here. 20,000 plus. Largest crowd this season here in Oakland as the Warriors play within 5 with 8:47 left in the ballgame.
And you see Curry breaking down the defense. Excuse me, gets an uncontested lay-in. And how about Devin George? Has history with this Laker team. 3-ball corner pocket. You know my work. I once was part of your crew, says George.
ESPN's special edition.
Duncan and the Spurs face Dwight Howard and the Magic. Then at 10:30 Eastern, the Milwaukee Bucks take on the Los Angeles Clippers. And ESPN has doubleheader action Sunday night, 1st at 8 Eastern. Tim Duncan and the Spurs take on Joe Johnson and the Atlanta Hawks. And then at 10:30 Eastern, the Portland Trailblazers head to Phoenix to face Steve Nash, Amari Stoudemire. And we've got a game in our hands here with 8:41 remaining. The Warriors are persistent. They have pulled to within 5 on a 3-pointer before the timeout by Devin George. Defensive 3-second whistle on the Warriors, and so Vujacic will head to the line. Kobe Bryant did not come back after the timeout for the Lakers. They've got Artest, Bynum, Brown, Odom, and Vujacic on the floor. Curry is back in, however, for the Golden State Warriors. Monte Ellis is getting a breather.
And the Lakers continue to throw the ball to the big guys, and good things will happen. The Warriors looking to double team. You will get quality shots off of the double.
Two to shoot. Williams off balance. Caught rim. That's a free ball. He's tracking it down, but can't quite get to it. 21 turnovers on the Lakers today. 24 Golden State points off turnovers. Not only that, the Lakers have only forced the Warriors into 4 turnovers. Just 4 for the game.
How about the Lakers, though? Started off 4 for 5 from three-point range. They've missed their last 9. They have not made a three-pointer since the first quarter.
Curry drops in deep, steps back, and banks it off the glass. 21 for Curry. 8 for 13 from the field. Now the Warriors are within 4. Brown trying to snap that string from 3. Missed it. Devin George the rebound. Here comes Curry. Pulls up, finds a sweet spot, and gives him a 3. Cold-blooded free straight away for Curry. And the Warriors are back within 1.
And Phil Jackson immediately calling Derek Fisher and Kobe Bryant to enter into the ball game. Once again, Steph Curry taking over this basketball game.
Devin George doing admirable work on Odom. Bynum with the loose ball recovery. He scores and is fouled.
You see Steph Curry offensively, a little excuse me move, fake, and then off the glass, the bank is open. I know it's late. Kobe Bryant appreciating and then stop and pop. You go underneath the screen and pick and roll, you're going to pay the price. Steph Curry having his way. And then Andrew Bynum on the offensive boards, using that size, that length, and that strength, getting the putback and the foul.
After he shook off the doldrums in the first half, has fashioned himself a pretty good game with 19 points and 13 rebounds. He's put the Lakers into a 4-point lead. Tolliver tees off the 3.
And that's bad D for the Lakers. That's bad D. Tolliver, a guy who has the ability to shoot that jump shot, gets a wide open look.
With 3 threes in the first quarter, Odom softly lays one up and in. 17 off the bench for Lamar. Has had a sparkling night with 9 rebounds, 7 of 9 from the field. Curry off the screen. Hesitation dribble to the end line. Centers it for Tolliver. Found the body of Bynum and laid it in off the contact.
And again, big time play by Tolliver, but it starts with the dribble penetration of Steph Curry. Putting the ball on the floor, keeping the dribble alive, just like Steve Nash, and then finding the big in the seams. Tolliver uses that strength, takes the contact, finishes it, and going to the line for the possible 3-point play.
Tolliver, the 24-year-old out of Creighton, played 2 games for Portland this year on a 10-day. Played with San Antonio sparingly 2 years ago. He's been over in Italy and has been in the developmental league, and he has turned in quite a game. So have the Warriors, 18 and 47 on the year. They trail the Lakers by a possession with 6.5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, and Bryant with a step back.
Not a good shot by Bryant. An excellent defense again by Ellis.
Maggette streaks in. Pass to the wing, interrupted and stolen by Fisher. They'll let him get to the rim. They'll 1-2, and he gives it away. But a foul call on the pass as Fisher and Tolliver collide. 5th foul on Anthony Tolliver.
Derek Fisher putting the ball on the floor, trying to get to the cup. That's not a good call. That's not a good call at all. That's good defense and good anticipation by the Warriors.
Tolliver departs with his 5th foul. 3rd team foul on the Warriors. 6:16 left, fourth quarter, 17 to shoot. Laker basketball, Laker lead. Ellis has done an outstanding job defending Kobe Bryant tonight, and again the 2 meet on the wing. This time Bryant draws Hunter into the air and the foul.
A lot of contact, and I'm looking at this Laker offense, and I immediately think, where's Pau Gasol? The guy that really set the tone in the third quarter, having his way. Where is Pau Gasol?
Curry 24 points, Bryant 20. Curry 9 of 14 from the field. And Gasol is firmly on the Laker bench right now.
Yeah, I don't care. No matter how much of a team player I am, if I'm Pau Gasol, I'm sitting there saying, put me in the ball game, coach. I had my way in the third quarter on the offensive end, and I was playing good basketball.
Kobe Bryant with 22. The Lakers on top by 5. 5:57 to go in the game. Monte Ellis drops it to Corey Maggette. Muscles up a shot over Odom. Contact, no whistle. Odom at a rebound.
Good D by Lamar Odom.
And again, it's Bryant on the mid-post, backing down. He floats one up over Hunter. No. Rebound batted to Bynum. Hunter gave him a pretty good whack. Ball comes free. Curry the other way. What's he got in his bag of tricks this time? Steps to his left and pops and misses. Shannon Brown with a rebound. Over by Shannon in transition. Ooh, that wasn't close. Odom, good recovery, but Bynum wasn't ready. Scrambling for the ball is Maggette throwing his body on the floor. Ellis cross court to Watson. Curry, no. Well, the crowd was ready to erupt on that shot. They were on their feet. 4:55 left in this one. Bryant with Maggette now in his sights. Beautiful shuffle step to the inline, drew the bump, and the basket is good for Kobe Bryant.
There comes a point where the great players say, enough is enough. It's time to put the kids to bed. And Kobe Bryant, isolation against Maggette, grown man move. Takes the contact, gets the basket. Warriors upset, but Bryant blows him. Pau Gasol back into the ball game. And the interesting thing is, when you're playing against the Warriors with all these small guys, coaches often try to match up against Don Nelson. Therefore, only play one legitimate big guy. Choose to go with Pau Gasol to close out the game as opposed to Bynum.
And the Lakers also decide to rest Ron Artest, and they put Shannon Brown out there with Fisher at the guards, Mark, and then Bryant swings down to that small forward role.
It really shows you the versatility of the Lakers. They can go big, very big, or they can go small with length.
Curry, another find on the move, a moving target. Chris Hunter rolling inside, missed the shot but is fouled, and Chris Hunter steps up. And you're right, you made the point earlier that somewhere in this league, Chris Hunter is needed. He's obviously got a future here at Golden State, I would think, with all the injuries they've had to their big men for the time being, but vying for a position next year. He's been around the block. Hails from Michigan, went to the University of Michigan, 25 years of age, plays in Poland, Belgium, and in Fort Wayne in the D-League.
Well, he don't have to worry about his passport other than to travel somewhere out of the country from this point forward. He's earned the right to be in the league. The guy knows how to play, outstanding defender, and he doesn't make mistakes on the floor.
And he has carded a career high with 18 points tonight, also 7 rebounds. But he has pulled the Warriors to within 6. Kobe has scored the last 5 points for the Lakers, and he goes to work on Monte Ellis. Brown, bad pass to Gasol, scrambles for it, 8 to shoot. Brown for 3. Got it.
That's a big shot by Brown. Turned down the first one, tried to make a play, and then got the second.
Curry counters with a 3 of his own. Stephen Curry, 5 of 8 from 3. Now has 27 points to go with his 7 assists.
Who watched this kid that turned him down at the draft? I mean, come on. Come on, scouts. You're better than that.
Calling out the scouting community.
Hey, I'm fair, but I'm firm. I'm fair, but I'm firm.
Funds to shoot Kobe over Ellis. And Kobe comes down with a 3. And he had Monte Ellis right in his face. Bryant with 28 tonight. 117-109. We promised you shootout. You got it. 3:31 to go in the game. Curry behind the back with the left hand at the rim. Hunter is denied. Here comes Shannon Brown. Nice pass. Fisher finding Gasol at the rim for the finish. And a flurry of activity here in the last few seconds of play with 3:18 to go in the fourth. A timeout. And the Lakers take their largest lead, 119 to 108. Center coming up immediately following tonight's ball game. Stephen Curry, Kobe Bryant, they put on quite a show here for 20,038 in Oakland at the Oracle. This is the largest crowd of the year. Kobe with 28, Steph Curry with 27.
And you'll be able to take a look and say, you know, Steph Curry has been the best basketball player on the floor tonight. On the floor tonight. He's had the best game, and how about stealing the show? Ricky Henderson, the greatest leadoff hitter in the history of Major League Baseball, and a big-time base steal.
Speed, something that Curry has an abundance of. 3:12 left. And Monte Ellis is capable of getting a few shots, but Bryant putting on real pressure. Ellis finds McGinney beneath the rim. Too many tall trees inside as he went up the edit strip, trying to get it back. McGinney with 4 to shoot. Into the air and can't get a whistle. Odom and Gasol stand straight up and rob it to the ball.
And not only that, but Fisher in the mix, deflecting the basketball. That's what you want. Your smaller guys, not just standing and watching.
Then to shoot for Fisher. Picked up by Curry in the corner. Now Bryant will just turn and fire away the 3. Long rebound. Curry throws it outside for Ellis. They'll take it right to the rim, galloping to the glass and winning the game.
And that's what he should have done early in this ball game when you realize the jumper's not falling. Find a way to get to the cup. How about the Warriors backing up into a 3-2 zone right now as opposed to a man-to-man?
Monte Ellis started the night 0 for 7. And he has not fared well at all from the field. 3 of 20 for Monte Ellis. But again, he should be credited with some fine defense on Kobe Bryant.
And that's why I'm surprised with going with the zone. You're going to leave shooters with wide open looks by going zone.
Well, Lakers starting to heat up out there. Fisher fires to Shannon Brown. Gasol. Ball kept alive by Odom. Gasol foul. Steps to the line.
That's part of the problem. Shannon Brown gets a wide open look by going zone, and then the other problem with going zone is offensive rebounding. Guys are in an area as opposed to leaning on a man, so you open yourself up to giving the Lakers second shot opportunity.
2 minutes left in the game. Lakers on top by 9. Lakers tomorrow are in Sacramento to take on Tyreke Evans and the Sacramento Kings, and then return home on Friday to meet Minnesota. On Sunday, Washington. This is a very important stretch of games for the Lakers because then they hit the Rough Rapids at San Antonio, at Oklahoma City, at Houston, at New Orleans, at Atlanta. Then return home for games against Utah and San Antonio. They will really be tested in that stretch of games. Started the year with all those home games, and now the road is calling. Here's Ellis, double. To Hunter, lays it up and in. Warriors 18 and 47 on the year, 14 and 19 here at home. They're not blown out of many games, Mark. I mean, they give guys a real run for their money. It speaks to the competitive nature of Stephen Curry and obviously Monte Ellis, their 2 leaders.
And all they have to do is compete on the defensive end because they certainly can score with anybody.
Curry trying for a quick strike down the floor, and both Fisher and Brown collide and both go down. Take hard falls.
You know, I'm thinking about it as you touched on it earlier when the season said him and Curry couldn't play together. I think Monte Ellis, it's time to say, send a note apologizing for that statement because this guy can play with anybody. And if these 2 guys stick together, the bottom line is putting pieces around them because you have as good a backcourt scoring-wise as you can find in this league.
But you mentioned the scouts misreading the situation, and so probably Ellis did too. Hey, we play the same position. How is that going to work? As Curry cradles that ball into the lane, and leaves a soft little finger roll up and in.
Well, you're right. Not only the scouts, but I did a Davidson Duke game last year, and my partner said he wasn't sold on Steph Curry. He couldn't play the point guard position. There was doubts. I couldn't believe Jeff Van Gundy.
Wow. You were calling out the very institution of the NBA. Scouts, Van Gundy. You're something.
I'm only telling the truth. If I said it, he would hold it against me. So Jeff Van Gundy is the Curry GOAT.
Very early throws that one in after the whistle. Gasol trying to hedge outside. They clipped him with the leg. Non-shooting foul, and the Lakers not at the limit with just under a minute remaining in this one. The Lakers 121 and the Warriors 114. Curry's going to get another opportunity. And again, the Lakers come with a double team. Chris Hunter has shown some game. And it must be nice playing with a guy like Steph Curry who can distribute that basketball, making those nice soft passes to you as you go to the rim.
But I'm baffled right now. The Warriors fall back into a 3-2 zone, down 5 with less than a minute to go in the ballgame. I'm absolutely baffled. That's not a way to finish a ball game. Finish it, picking up man-to-man, committing a foul, and trying to get a steal.
There is Ellis reaching in, and Ellis does get a steal. Ellis comes the other way. He's got Curry on the opposite side. He'll stroll into a three. Man, was he due! He came down and eased on a three. After a three for 29, he hits a big three to close the Warriors to within 2.
And now Don Nelson is calling for them to commit a foul. This should have been the defense they had early on. It worked out well, but valuable seconds was eating off the clock when Monte Ellis got that steal in the basket.
9-0 run by the Warriors to claw within 2 with 13 and 9/10 seconds remaining. And Derek Fisher, the longtime veteran, the 35-year-old from Arkansas Little Rock. Actually, it's Shannon Brown going to the line. Beg your pardon. And he calmly hits the first.
When I go back to the previous possession, you allowed the Lakers to eat 23 seconds off of the shot clock. Sure, you got a three and it worked out well, but those are valuable seconds where you could have put yourself in position to pick up full court.
And Shannon Brown makes it a 4-point deal now with 13 and 9/10 seconds remaining. And the Warriors call a timeout. We'll come back with the conclusion of tonight's game here at the Oracle in Oakland in a moment. Ellis applying pressure on Kobe Bryant.
A great job by Monte Ellis coming up with the steal and then the stop and pop three in transition, finally getting a basket to go, and then Bryant upset with the turnover, slams the chair in frustration.
But then Shannon Brown would step up and hit a couple of free throws to provide the Lakers a four-point lead here with the Warriors bringing it inbounds. Will bring it in.
And you don't want to fall in love with the idea to take a three. You want to get a quick basket and then pick up, try to steal, and if you don't get it, commit a foul.
Ellis will fake and drive on our test. Will go to the lane and lay it in, and he gets it with 10 and 6 seconds remaining. Tried to steal the inbounds, nearly did, then Bryant is fouled.
That's a smart play by Monte Ellis. Didn't have the three. Okay, put the ball on the floor, knock down the layup. Let's foul them and stretch this basketball game. They almost came up with the steal. Lamar Odom taking the ball out of bounds, trying to find Kobe Bryant. The hands of Bryant, catches it.
Oh, the Lakers lead is 2, and Kobe Bryant missed the first of 2 free throws with 8 and 6/10 seconds remaining.
And exactly what the Warriors were praying for, an opportunity to knock down a shot and tie this ball game, or perhaps win it.
Don Nelson will bring in a rebounder, Chris Hunter. Lakers by 2, Kobe at the line, the second of 2 free throws. And the Warriors call a timeout. Down 3 with 8 and 6/10 seconds remaining. Steph Curry is at 5 of 8 from 3-point range. Will it be that kind of finish? We'll find out next.
understand how so many coaches up 3 don't commit the foul.
Curry will bring the ball inbounds. Fisher has hit a number of clutch shots in this position himself, being the man that brings the ball inbounds and then gets it back. So he's not going to leave Curry.
Especially a guy that's made 4 of his last 5 3-pointers.
Looking for Maggette. Maggette gets some space, gives back to Curry. He loses. Fisher's got a 3 in the air, hit the back rim. Rebound Ellis, 3 seconds. Ellis for the tie. Hanging on the rim. And off the back rim. Game over. Lakers win by 3. How about that for a finish? Wow. Wow. That was an outstanding game. Very entertaining right to the end. The second bounce of the ball.
What a big-time finish. How about the inbound play? Derek Fisher makes a mistake. Steph Curry all by himself gets a great look. Ellis, recognizing there's still time, almost gets the bounce. What a ball.
Back rim and out. 1, 2, 3 bounces of the ball. Let's go down to Heather Cox.
Kevin, thanks so much. Kobe, one of the longest bounces you've ever had to wait for?
Yeah, one of them, yeah.
Now 28 points in the win, but it certainly wasn't easy. How did your mentality change when the Warriors went on a 9-0 run to cut it within 2 late in the game?
Well, we just had to keep our poise. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, it's something that you don't want to have to go through, but once you go through it, you just keep your poise and win the game.
Ultimately, what do you think the difference was against a short-handed, smaller Warriors team?
Well, they're an unconventional team. There's the only team in the league that plays this style, really. You just get after it, it's attack the ball on defense. You know, they spread the floor and they knock down shots.
This late in the season, this is a team with 1 goal. What do you learn in a game like tonight?
Not much. I mean, we won't face a team that plays this way in the playoffs. So really, it's just about coming up here and winning.
All right, Kobe, thanks so much. Best of luck on the night.